One of the great reads since we've been in quarantine has been over at The Athletic from our friend Brody Miller, writing about LSU's video coordinator, Doug Aucoin, who has been there for 23 years. Jerry DiNardo hired him from Tulane. He is a protege of the position, to learn about his life growing up as a legend in the game's son, and then to learn just how nice of a guy Doug is. In knowing Doug a little bit, the story was right on, and even learned some stories and some cool things about Doug. And happy for him, as he was named yesterday the College Sports Video Association's 2020 National Video Coordinator of the Year. He's the second time. That's the second time that Aucoin has taken home that honor. He's the only two-time winner of that honor, and he was named for the fifth time the Southeastern Conference's Video Coordinator of the Year after LSU's magical 2020 or 2019 championship run, and now he's joining us here on OTB. Doug, good morning, man. How are you?
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Talk to me about this process, because I'd imagine that your department has been stressed more than any others in trying to set up these coaches with their computers and the student athletes, and opening up all the lines of communication between the staff and the program. How has this period gone for you and your group?
Well, it started during our spring break. So when we left for spring break, the coaches all disbanded, and that's when they did the quarantine order. So we knew we weren't coming back after spring break. So I spent most of that week coming in here to set up the laptops to make them mobile ready. We put Zoom on them and set them all up where they could just, if they could get it on the internet at home, I can remote in and help them, is basically what we did. So I had to ship some of them around the country to guys that were out of town, and some of them picked them up. But we had the ability to remote into their computers at their house, so I could walk through. And I spent the first few days after spring break dialing into every coach's computer and basically walked them through one by one how to, start a Zoom meeting, share your screen. And that's how they met with the players. They were able to watch video and do presentations and have face-to-face meetings with them the whole time. But once we got them going, it was surprisingly smooth, and I feel like it went really well. And it's actually changing the way we kind of do business.
Wow.
You can do a home visit with a recruit through Zoom, and you're sitting here and his parents are there. It may not be the same, but you can open up the lines of communication a lot better.
Doug, if I was asked you to summarize your job or explain to me your job to somebody that doesn't know it, how would you do that?
Basically what we do is we shoot all the games and practices, and we provide the technology for the coaches and the players to prepare. So when it comes down to scouting reports, we have a nonlinear video editing system that everything with recruiting, opponent scout, self-scout, everything is in a computer system, and we can run cut-ups that the coaches use when they game plan. So they watch practice, they watch cut-ups on the opponents, and they game plan throughout the week, and they use the system to give the information.
Your father, Irby Aucoin, was he was a pioneer. He was the first full-time film director by the New Orleans Saints. He started in '67. You were in his back pocket and on his hip growing up. Did you think you were ever going to do anything else?
Well, honestly, at first I was doing it really kind of as a college job. I started with the Saints as the number 3. And my dad retired the year I graduated high school, so my brother took over. Albert took over as the video director of the Saints, and I was his second assistant. And really, I was doing it while I was in college just to get through, and wasn't sure what I was going to do, but ended up sticking with it. And I moved on to Tulane, and then in '97, I was fortunate to come here to LSU.
DiNardo brought you in '97, and you've been here, like you said, ever since then. Can you describe what the 2019 season was like for somebody who has seen so much football come out of that program and to produce a season that ended up like that. What was your point of view of what happened to you guys last year?
Well, it was. I mean, naturally, that was my third national championship, but it was special, to say the least. And it was, it's one of those things where you're not going to be part of a season like that again. That's a generational type, season. But the biggest thing to me is it felt the entire year that everybody was pulling in the same direction, and the coaches, the players, everybody was on the same page. Coach O did a wonderful job, one team, one heartbeat, and it was just miraculous just to see how the whole entire program functioned and pulled in the same direction. And there was no stopping. There was nothing going to get in our way, and it was special.
Doug, can you go in a little bit more on that on Orgeron? He's your fourth head coach that you've worked for, and I said you know how we feel about him here on OTB, but I said that you could give him a lifetime contract because of the value that he places in the best interest of LSU. Can you talk about what it's like to work for him and what he means to the day-to-day operations of that place?
It's second to none, and I can tell you this much: there is not one thing in this program that he doesn't understand and doesn't have a direction for. I mean, every step of the way, he's got a plan every step. There's no doubt about it. He's got it every week, every day, every meeting, everything he does. He is on top of it, and he's efficient. And he has direction, and he has a great plan overall as a program. So it's wonderful, and he's a great man.
How do you go about putting your staff together? Your staff is very influential in what happens to the operations. I got 30 seconds, 45 seconds left. How do you put your staff together?
So I've got 3 full-time assistants, and 2 of them are gone now. So I've got 2 spots to replace. Johnny Satterfield was my coach's video side. He moved on to be the head guy at Baylor just this past month. And Jacob Brown is heading to USC as a post-production. But we've got about a dozen students that work with us, and their main job is to shoot practice and to help us through bowl season and everything else. But we've got the full-timers in here all day doing the work. But if you're looking, I'm looking to hire. So you put your resume in.
Thank you, Doug. It's great to catch up with you. Congratulations.
Hey, we appreciate you, Jordy.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Take
There
care.
he is.
Thank you.
One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Great at his job, Doug Aucoin.